Artificial intelligence is killing humans. While you are watching this presentation, artificial intelligence is just getting smarter on killing people. This is the data collected by Vox, and this graph shows the difference of deaths since technology has changed from 2018 to 2024. This is during the Israel and Palestine war, and this should just be a warning on how to prevent so many deaths in future wars. As they say in history, if you don't study it, you are doomed to repeat it. So this difference is actually the difference of using AI and not. This is 34 times the difference of a human making the decisions to kill other humans and an AI being responsible for the killing. 34 times! Imagine that! The difference of 1,000 approximately to 34,000! Artificial intelligence should be regulated, and that is the goal of this presentation. And that is to convince you to be a voice to make a difference. Artificial intelligence is a breakthrough similar to nuclear bombs in war, and can cause an artificial intelligence war similar to a nuclear war. So while during the Cold War we were worried about nuclear disaster, we should be worried about artificial disaster in war. And that's because while an incompetent person can cause a lot of damage with a nuclear bomb, artificial intelligence doesn't even need a person there to cause a significant amount of damage. And that's because it is automated from a malicious human being. So some common questions is, how is this possible? Aren't they just computers? The fast answer to that is no. They are not just computers. And they are soon to be humans with no emotion. They are automated to do whatever a human can do, but faster and with a ton more data. So it becomes a lot better. So one of the reasons that the computer can be faster and better is because humans have emotions. And we think twice before we make a decision to murder someone. But the thing is that a computer, which in this case artificial intelligence, does not think twice. They're purely analytical, and their only goal is to maximize the number of deaths they can make. It's like a video game to them, where they just want to beat the next high score and learn from their mistakes to kill even more amount of people. And in the case of the Israel and Palestine war, kill even more Palestinians. So how is this possible, you may ask? Humans program AI to produce their goals, even when they are malicious. If this was a movie, this is like a villain building an AI to accomplish its goals. The villain doesn't even have to do anything anymore after it programmed the AI. And this is because it uses tons of data, like surveillance footage from cameras. And this allows the AI to figure out where the most amount of people are going to be in areas, and typically these areas are in residential, where civilians not even involved inside the war are being murdered. So back to the case of Israel's use of AI. The gospel is the AI I just described exactly, where they use surveillance footage to bomb the maximum amount of people within the radius of the bombing. And the thing with AI is that it's able to just analyze all different types of ways that it can murder people. And typically these are in high-rise, dense residential areas. So imagine you don't even know it and you're getting bombed. And this is according to an interview where Hazarea had to move away from an area that eventually got bombed, chosen by the gospel AI that the Israel is using. So let's move on to another AI that you probably haven't thought of, and that's called lavender. Now, lavender smells good, but in the case of AI, it does far from good. It's because it tells gun operators which home to attack and which gun to use to maximize the amount of damage. So if there's an extended family, like let's say 20 of people living in a household, and in those areas of the country, typically they are that many amount of people living in a home, they'll tell the gun operator to use a machine gun versus another home where there's only 3 people, they'll use a pistol. So it determines what gun to use exactly so you can maximize the amount of damage. And this is according to Piper, who studied the AI that Israel is using. So laughter typically kills civilians, which are bystanders, because when they go into the home, it's typically just one person they are shooting, aiming to kill. And as you see, according to this pie chart, 10% are mostly civilians. The other 90% are Hamas. And the definition of Hamas is very loose because Hamas is extended to, for every one Hamas, 15 people can be killed and still be considered within that category. So this pie chart is a lot more skewed to benefit the Dow. So let's talk about some prevention plans and what we can do to make a difference. So the political declaration of responsible military use of artificial intelligence is the framework for every country to fairly use AI in welfare. And I think it is important to mention that Israel did not sign it. And this is according to the US Department of State in 2022. So while you wait, AI is just getting smarter to kill people. So what are you waiting for? Let's share our voices now to prevent an artificial intelligence war. And we can get together and make a difference.